Alright, Bank Company. This is a mulligan, though. This one is a keeper. Voice, we do not want with our double breeding pool hand. Voice would have been very good against him, but we need some different colors of mana. I mean, I don't think we can mulligan this because we have 8 mana dorks and obviously any lands. And we can cast a bunch of spells, and the spells in this hand are good. But as I say that, we clearly draw a white spell. Okay, well, it's not looking very good so far. Come on, Magic Online Shuffler, be a friend. I guess it wasn't a friend, or we would have cast Kusali Pride Mage that turn, so just don't be my worst enemy. Okay. You know what? You were a little slow. You're a little slow, but I'll take it. I understand. I guess I'm just going to run this knight out there. Colossus, I mean, the opponent's going island, and I have no idea what's going on over there. Sure, we've been countered. Like, is it the mono blue extra turn deck? I love that deck. That's coming one day here. That is on my list. I put a lot of work into mono blue extra turns. But do you think you would have had like sleight of hand or serum visions or something if that's what was going on over there? I'm not sure. Wait, I'm almost positive. Oh. We've been pestermited. I still don't know what's happening over there, but I will add white mana to my pool. I guess I'll path this guy. Take our shot at pathing it while we can. I mean, he's got plenty of lands where it's not like the tempo is going to matter. We don't have any tempo. Also, we hit this, so that helps. And we get a Hallowed Fountain here. Cast the Kitchen Finks. This is the most resilient to anything he's doing, I think. And I literally have no idea what his deck is doing over there, but Kitchen Finks seems more resilient than Knight. Thinking maybe it doesn't matter because mono blue isn't going to kill this guy. So the crazy part for him is he certainly won't expect this, but we are untapping with Cryptic Command open in multiple collected companies now, so we actually do not have to play at sorcery speed anymore. Okay, our opponent has taken 3. What's he got on our end step? A Spellsetter Sprite. Okay, I accept. These mono blue fairies, I guess? Mono blue wizards? I don't know what's going on over there. That's a rogue, so I guess it's fairies. So I mean, he just had this really weird start with no creatures. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of work to get in a 2-1. I do recognize that it could eventually counter spells. I mean, I still have no reason to do anything other than jam a company here at the end of his turn. There's no reason not to. Can't get punished too hard. I think. Sure. Won't pay for your mana leak. That's fine. So it's kind of awkward to not play this. Maybe I should have played it. I mean, I'm happy just taking his imposter off the board, though, if he wants to block, which he doesn't. It's like I could have played the Hierarch and the Knight, and maybe even lead with the Knight and draw it out. But I just, we're ahead on board. Let's not play his game where we tap out on our turn, like he wants us to. Yeah, I mean, we're winning this race. Make him counter all of our stuff first. Which, to be fair, it seems like he will, but... He is running out of cards. He's got 3, and one of them's a Spell Stutter Sprite, and that's a Pestermite. So that doesn't bother me that much. So one's a Spell Stutter Sprite. So if he has another Fairy and a Spell Stutter Sprite, then we get super got by the Spell Stutter Sprite, but... Oh, no, it's... Sure. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. I mean, maybe that's what's going to happen. It is not what's going to happen. Oh, yes, it is, because you can put it on the stack. Very nice. I mean, sure didn't know what to expect. Didn't think it'd be that. Okay. We know what he's doing. We know he's out of cards. Pick up the Spell Stutter Sprite. That's actually kind of sick. I mean, we get to resolve whatever we want on our turn, though. And then hold up Cryptic. And have Path. And so start by getting in there with this. If he goes for a double block, we get to burn the Path. Suspect it won't be any of that. Sure. Okay, so he takes 4. We just play this Knight, who is a 3/3, which is not great, but we can send away the plains to get Gavin Township if we really want. So he drew a Fairy Conclave, so he's got a, which is not a bad one, but he's got a, sure. I don't know if you want to make that attack. Alright. Alright, can't block. Takes 6. He's got Spell Stutter Sprite in hand, which can counter basically anything, but we're just going to counter it ourselves. And then he only has 8 after that. And I'll just bounce his Fairy Imposter or something. We just don't want to do any. I'll bounce his Fairy Conclave, I suppose. Yeah, and he's not in a good spot. That's for sure. I don't think he can attack. Oh, maybe he can. Well, I'm going to take it. I believe. Because he's the one who has to have stuff. He has a Spell Stutter Sprite and a card we don't know about. Alright, so I'm going to... If I path the Pestermite... Oh, you can still do this, huh? The idea is if we give him something to care about. So we Cryptic to bounce the Conclave, which forces him to play out the Pestermite, or to play out the Spell Stutter Sprite, and then we can untap and oh, we actually have, oh, we can do everything. Okay. In that case, do we try to path the... I think the dream would be to get him to try to Spell Stutter Sprite the path, and then get him with the Cryptic. I don't think that's going to work, which means the whole plan won't work. I think I'm going to try to hit his Spell Stutter Sprite, or his Pestermite here. See if we can bait him into it. Wow, what a blowout. These were good draws. Maybe we're not going to win. He gets to pick up the Pestermite. I sure didn't play around it quickly. I don't know what to... I guess maybe I'm supposed to go after the Fairy Imposter there. We just can't win now? I guess technically we have outs. We can tap... return the Conclave, tap everything, so he has to Spell Stutter Sprite, and then we can draw. I mean, he has to Spell Stutter Sprite this, and then we can draw another Cryptic to get him, I guess. Oh, but he's got the Pestermite, so it doesn't even work. This deck's actually kind of sick. I mean, obviously he's drawn extremely well while we got mana screwed, but I mean, I do think we're dead. Frustrating game. I don't think there was anything we could have done there. Are these good? I don't even know. Meddling Mage seems fine. Reflector Mage seems okay. I mean, the War Monks and the Finks aren't bad. Pride Mage isn't good. The Geist of St. Traft aren't particularly good since he has a billion things I can trade with it. I don't know that like playing Reflector Mages is better though. I mean, maybe we can lock him into. I think it's probably fine. I think War Monk's pretty good here. I think this is what we want to roll with. So the idea with the Reflector Mages is we can lock him into like if we. The goal, the trick, I think, is going to be to keeping him off of creatures. You know, when he gets to have 5 creatures on board and they all return everything and, you know, nobody gets to do anything, I guess we'll keep it. Mulliganing a bunch here. But the idea behind the Reflector Mages is if we're able to just bounce that 2-drop or whatever, then he does less after that. He's playing Fairy Miscreant. I don't know. I do not know how to. Do not know how to parse the stata. His deck is either the sweetest thing in the world or he's playing Fairy Miscreant. But we're getting hit by a Fairy Miscreant, that's for sure. Okay, well. See how this works. White, blue, green. I think we just play the War Monk. I could play the Finks. It doesn't. I just think we play the best one. I don't think we can afford to try to guess our opponent too much, to try to figure out what the heck's going on over there. There's too much to play around. Obviously, he does have it, but that's fine. Next turn, we'll try again. Didn't advance his board at all there, at least, so that's the thing. Fairy Miscreant, huh? At least the art on it's pretty sweet. Little fairy on a book. Alright, so either he missed an attack here, or he's now going to play 2 Fairy Miscreants. That does actual very little. I guess you make our Knights of the Reliquary weaker. Now you come back with the Fairy Miscreant. You do nothing, huh? What does that mean? What does that mean, buddy? Oops. Get some blue, get some green. Play a Rock's War Monk. Vapor Snag or something, maybe. So we have 2 blue mana for this Cryptic we drew right now. So we need 1 more fetch, or a bird or something. Alright. Cue the Fairy Miscreant train. I understand why he plays it. I mean, he needs fairies and he needs 1-drops. So I get it, but it's, you know, it's still Fairy Miscreant. Yep. Guess we just think we might just get another breeding pool here. Sure, that seems fine. Cue the Pestermite. Tap down a Rocksport Monk. I accept. Yeah, now we're talking. So it's actually kind of awkward. What am I supposed to hit with it? If I hit Pestermite, he'd just cast it on my next turn like he'd want to do anyways. If I hit Fairy Imposter, I guess that's the best play. Sure. But this is not great. If I hit Fairy Miscreant, I should stop playing Magic because it would mean I will have Reflector Maged a Fairy Miscreant in Modern. So I refuse to do that, clearly. So I guess the answer is maybe that we just play Kitchen Finks? I don't know. I have no idea what's right here. No, I think I'm going to play the... I think I think getting this into play while we can is and bouncing the Imposter is fine. It slows down the clock quite a bit. And unlike the rest of his deck, this one has to play at sorcery speed. It is. He definitely does punish you for. You know, it's like, do I bounce this thing? Well, he wants to replay it and pick up this Pestermite. It's a very interesting deck. I feel like it's very interesting. That's for sure. I'm gonna path this Pestermite. Maybe I should have done it in my main phase. I'm not sure. Okay, Quickling is fine. Quickling is not a spell starter sprite there, which would have been the real concern. A truly interesting deck. Okay, so he's going to tap this down again. Dude, we're making him care about this. This is good here because his deck has to tempo you out. Alright, so that means we can cast Cryptic. We're so far away from killing him, though. He won't double block, will he? Okay. We did it. We have finally drawn damage. Alright, so here's the thing. I could Cryptic. We know he has a... We don't know anything in hand because he replayed it. Or he has a Fairy Imposter. He's got a 2/1 in hand. I think if I try to like be tricky and hold up Cryptic here, we're just going to get blown out. So, I mean, there is no good main phase Cryptic plan here, and if we try to hold it, he's just going to counter it or something. So we may as well advance our board state so we can at least try to attack the guy. Is this the Lord, the Fairy Lord? What? It's 4 mana. What does that mean? What's happening? It is the Fairy Lord. Okay. Yep. The beatdown is real. We'll take 8. Go to 8. We're just dead. This is insane. Oh, he's going to tap. Oh, yeah. Doesn't actually do much, does it? Doesn't really change anything. All that matters is whether or not our... Well, I say all that matters. A big part of what matters is whether or not our Cryptic is going to resolve next turn on his upkeep. I think that's probably the only thing that matters. He picks up the Pestermite, probably. He picks up the Fairy Miscreant so he can replay it. Yep. Except he doesn't want to replay it. Because he is terrified of our graveyard. Okay. Okay, so if I counter this and bounce the Scion, next turn he replays the Scion, attacks us for 9. However, we will have 10 life because we will gain 3. So I think that's what we have to do. Right. Counter target spell. Turn target permanent to its owner's hand. I don't think we're winning this game. His deck is just nuts, actually. I mean, we also drew poorly and like mulliganed a lot, and this was turn 3. Okay, there's a draw. I would say, but while all of these things I just said are true, his deck is still sweet. All right, so he's got a Miscreant, a Scion, and one Unknown. So the question is, this is 6 damage. The Scion makes it 9. I think we save this for the Scion. I think we're probably dead regardless because unless we find a way to kill him next turn, which would involve like drawing Gavany Township or something. I think we save this for the Scion because it represents saving 3 damage, whereas each of these is only 2. And if it doesn't resolve, it doesn't resolve. But I don't think it changes anything. So we will see what happens here. All I know is I'm playing this mono blue Faeries deck sometime. This deck is sweet. Yep. We'll exile my stuff, as you wish. Alright, we got it. So we're going to take 6. Go to 4. This puts us back up to 7. We're going to die to the Fairy Miscreant. Oh, he had the Vapor Snag. So we're just dead. So we have to hit Collected Company. You gonna improve our odds of hitting Collected? We're gonna hit Reflector Mage. Which is the ultimate troll when sitting at 3 life. This has just been so unfortunate. Maybe he won't know. Yeah, I mean, as usual, we win next turn. Yep, 1 turn away. Needed a mana dork this game. Instead, we just never got to attack with a Rock's Warmonk despite playing it on turn 3. Good games. This Fairy deck seems pretty interesting. Definitely have to give that one a go sometimes because it just crushed us.